Hey, don't mind me, just running way behind here. Sorry about that, guys. Had some technical difficulties trying to remember how to set it up for subscriber-only chat, because I can't remember one day to the next, and there isn't just, of course, a default setting that we can do. I don't know if you noticed, he's flipped some things around here in the studio. Made some adjustments here. Can I hear me now? There, now I can hear me now. Now I can hear what the hell I'm saying. All right, cool, there we go. Merry Christmas, everybody. It is Christmas Eve. As you guys know, this will be our last live show before Christmas. Tomorrow we'll have B-Rad filling in for us, doing some funny ha-has and some funny hee-hees for all you guys. Get this paused out over here. Boom, pause it on down. We got some news. We got some notes. We got some things from around the league. It's going to be pretty much... real laid-back show here today, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's we're coasting on in. As you can see, I have my very, very serious, take me very serious. I am a grown man wearing a Star Wars Christmas sweater. I'm a very serious man. You got to listen to what I say because I have a very serious sweater on. So as you can tell, we are well adjusted, and today is a very serious day. NFL news, injury updates. Quinshon Judkins suffers broken leg. Gardner Minshew reportedly feared to have torn ACL. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Good morning. You're going to be over here in the next little bit. Does the audio sound okay? I'm trying to not mess with my mic too much now. Then we're going to take a look over at, that's right, Pro Bowl nominees. Selections have been made. That coincides with our poll over here. Did Jared Goff get snubbed from the Pro Bowl? 9 of you have voted. 67% say yes. 33% say the Pro Bowl is wiggity whack. But we got 5 Lions named to the 2026 Pro Bowl. It's pretty much who you can all expect. No real big surprises there. Some people might say, "Oh wow, look at this guy," and I'm just perpetually taking victory laps this season about my analysis on the level of play that we could have expected out of this individual this season, and he did not fail to deliver. Then on top of that, one of the Pro Bowlers, well, you know it's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs gets a $14 million contract update after Pro Bowl selection. That's right. A little bit of an extra payday for our boy Jahmyr Gibbs, getting a couple extra dollary dues added on to his contract due to hitting certain metrics, and he's a very, very special player. I have seen a lot of back and forth on Twitter where some people are almost like, overjoyed to see David Montgomery not getting used, and they want to see Jahmyr Gibbs being touching the ball 30-plus times a game. And I get where they're coming from. He's a very special player, but I would rather have him around for a long, long time than flash in the pan, 3 years of excellence followed by 3 years of fall off when you can spell him with a guy like David Montgomery. Maybe we can get back to that. But that's neither here nor there. You guys know this is not a downer show, but I'm pretty sure David Montgomery is going to be out of town here pretty soon. Missed practice due to an illness yesterday. And then to kind of bookend, we are going to just kind of lean into... Now, if this... If this season had gone a different way today, we'd be having a lot more emphasis on this show of this game coming up. It would be a lot more important. But the reality is what the reality is. Yeah, we're probably not going to make the playoffs. Okay, it's yes, there is the possibility, but the reality is what the reality is, and the reality is that it's just not our year. We failed to meet expectations. So there's not a lot, look, we're not taking this game a whole lot of seriousness, at least here at the Hat and Beard Show. And that's not saying I'm completely out on the season. It's just that, like I said, the reality is what the reality is, and we're looking at draft prospects. But we will take a glance over at one news headline. Could bode well for the Lions. Yes, there is that possibility we make the playoffs, and that possibility gets a little easier with a win tomorrow. J.J. McCarthy to miss Vikings versus Lions on Christmas. Max Brosmer to start. That bodes well for our bad defense, our very, very bad defense. That is a plus side, even though I'm not really so sold on J.J. McCarthy being all that great. But today, guys, if we don't cover every single word in every single article, and if we bail on the articles, well, I don't care, because it's Christmas Eve, and we're here to hang out with you guys. It's a chill show today. Got to having the folks come over here for a little lunch and a little Christmas with the folks, and then Hat and Boobs and I are gonna get down to church for a little Christmas Eve mass situation before just chilling and relaxing. Today's not a hyped up day. Feel free, though, to do all the things. As you can tell, my energy level is just like way up there. I am just like maxed out on energy over here. But Merry Christmas, Rick. How you doing? Better take the 17th pick in the draft than win the next 2 games and make playoff based on how the Lions have been playing. Stick the fork in it already, Jack. I don't disagree with you, bud. I get it. I totally get it. Interesting start to the show. Appreciate it, Rick. I was a little frustrated. I can't seem to get YouTube to just like let me permanently set my channel settings to subscriber only chat. I have to manually do it, and sometimes I forget. And since I don't do it all the time, I forget how to do it. And I was just over here getting frustrated, caveman banging on laptop. You know what I'm saying? YouTube had 2 different pods playing on the phone simultaneously. Crazy sound. Thought you were losing your mind for a minute. Well, I can't lose what's already been lost. I can't lose something even more once it's lost. It's already been gone. But I do appreciate that, brother. Guys, if you could do all the things and stuff, buttons, bells, subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that stuff, we're going to go ahead and just kick it into cruise control and coast on into the holiday.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Man, I think that picture is a lot more clear with the camera being in this spot. You guys like the setup being a little bit different? I tried to flip it around, decongest Grandma Studio 1 here while also trying to clean up the image a little bit more. Also, I like the graphic being over here on my left side because I tend to talk with my right hand a little bit more. But injury news from around the league. Quinshon Judkins, well, a number of NFL teams punched their playoff ticket in Week 16. Things are starting to take shape in the NFC where the Seabags, the Chicago Bears, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Los Angeles Rams and San Francisco 49ers, well, they're all in. Things are more open in the AFC where the Denver Broncos and New England Patriots are the only teams guaranteed playoff spots for now. If you weren't a fan of those teams in Week 16, well, the news likely wasn't so positive. For the Cleveland Brown Eyes, rookie running back Quinshon Judkins underwent surgery on Tuesday morning to repair a fractured fibula and dislocated ankle. Merry Christmas to you, bionic leg. He will be able to return to football activity in 4 to 6 months. So, that's bad, yes, but a fractured is not as bad as, Look, I'm not trying to say, well, in my day, but Hutch had a tib fib, all I'm saying, tib fib. So Browns fans, don't freak out. Don't be freaking out. Quinshon Judkins is a very, very good player. All right, so he will be back, and this is not a career-altering injury by any stretch of the imagination. The only thing, and I'm not a Browns fan, and I don't know enough about Quinshon Judkins to fully understand this, is his the mentality aspect of it. The mind game is going to be far more difficult to deal with than the physical aspect of it, because he's been honing his body for his whole life, but the mental aspect of it, has he ever had a catastrophic injury setback like this that forces you to literally sit out for an extended months, half a year, But he's a rookie. He should be back healthy, stronger, better than ever. Should be now I'm not trying to take away from your broken leg. That sucks, bro. And I'm sure it hurt like the dickens. But just, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It ends a promising season for the second-round draft pick and potentially puts him in jeopardy to miss the start of the 2026 NFL season. Depending on how quickly he can recover, he should be fine, though. The disastrous season continues for the Kansas City Chiefs. A week after being eliminated from the playoffs and losing star Patrick Mahomes. Ha 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 ha. The team may have lost its backup to a season-ending injury. That's right. Minshew mania was short-lived in Kansas City. Gardner Minshew may have also torn his ACL. Ooh. During the team's 26-9 loss to the Tennessee Titans on Sunday, in which Cam Ward, Tennessee's quarterback Cam Ward, really starting to show why he was the number 1 overall selection in this year's NFL draft. I think he's put 3 games now together with 2 or more touchdowns on a very, very bad Tennessee Titans squad. Now, I don't think that they're a good team right now by any stretch of the imagination. However, if the right moves are to be made in the offseason, the right coaches to be put into place, and the proper allocation of players through draft assets, and I don't know what their salary cap situation is, but depending on salary cap availability and moves that you can make in the offseason, I do actually think Tennessee is starting to show signs of trending in the right direction, where I'd almost say that the New York Giants and Tennessee Titans have flipped, where the Giants were starting to be kind of a scary team, a little something there, trending downward, not looking so great on the last third of the season, whereas Tennessee kind of starting to show little life, little waz, little pizzazz, little spark. Get yourself a young wide receiver to complement Cam Ward. Maybe another running back to go alongside Tony Pollard. You could have a little something brewing down there in Tennessee. And let us not forget, Tennessee could have had a massive injection to their back end of their defense. Remember, Tennessee went and signed my boy Eric Hallett from the Lions practice squad. That's right, Eric Hallett down there playing for the Tennessee Titans. The injury would leave third stringer Chris Olakadoon as the team starter for Week 17, barring a free agent move. It's a far cry from where the Chiefs hope to be in Week 17 entering the season. Other news, Josh Allen is planning on playing against the Eagles. DK Metcalf, big surprise. No surprise at all. His suspension was upheld because he's a butthole. And Mekhi Becton also didn't practice on Tuesday. So just some non-Lions headline news, some things and some stuff, but we all knew about Judkins and Gardner Minshew. It was already kind of speculated yesterday, but confirmation. So, guys, to kind of bookend and cross the gap from NFL news into Lions news specifically, we are going to talk. Now, the Pro Bowl is whack. Okay, that is the correct answer to the poll. Is Goff got snubbed from the Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl is whack. The Pro Bowl is whack. And at the end of this article, I did skim it. At the end of this article, you'll see why. How we doing, chat, though? How we doing? Art Vanderlei, good morning, dude. Picture is still a little soft. The picture's a little soft. Yeah, Art, you know this stuff, dude. You know this stuff. What's up, gun guy? Happy birthday, Jesus. What's up, dude? Good to see you back in the chat, brother. What's up, Mom? Happy birthday. Merry Christmas to you. We'll see you in a little bit. Art, correct me if I'm wrong. You kind of work in, I don't want to say the arts, but like some form of video broadcasting. I want to say like you work in film, but that is, one, I'm not 100% accurate, and two, I feel like that's just like a very blanket and mildly condescending term. Like, oh, he works at film, and it's like, dude, I do this. You know what I'm saying? What does what's up, Cherry Bail Bonds? How you doing? What's good? I don't think I know you, but good to see you in the chat. What does that does that mean that I need to sharpen the picture a little bit? Is that what you mean by it looks a little soft? Do I need to adjust the sharpness on my camera? Is that what you mean? My camera is very, very old. I am planning on, during the off season, getting a new camera. This camera is like 6-7 years old. But is that what you mean? Appreciate the feedback though. Cherry Bail Bonds. That's dude, if like that's actually like your business name, that's hilarious. Because it sounds like so uplifting. Like, hey, you need some bonds? Call Cherry Bail Bonds. Better call Saul. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the feedback, y'all. Appreciate the feedback. No, you're correct. I work in post-production Focus on on you seems okay. So it looks clear and well lit. Appreciate that, Mom. So Rick, are you saying that like I need to get the camera to focus like on me? Would that mean that like possibly other stuff is distracting the camera focus? Again, I'm actually thinking about getting one of those cameras with AI in it that kind of tracks your movement and has like smart autofocus. I was kind of looking at getting one of those. You know what I'm saying? But what I've done is obviously I've shifted everything and turned the camera angle from a corner room shot to just a dead on straight shot. Unfortunately, the depth of the room and the positioning of doors and stuff doesn't allow me to go the actual length of the room. I have to go the short width of the room. So I'm right on top of the camera, and I'm losing a lot of my depth that I wanted to add with the background stuff. And I'm thinking that I've been trying to reduce the amount of clutter with a less is more approach, but I think it's starting to kind of congest it still a little bit more still. Goff not making the Pro Bowl is a joke, compares numbers to other QBs. Yes, dude, I completely agree, dude. When you look at Jared Goff's numbers, he is just like perpetually one of the most underappreciated and disrespected quarterbacks by the numbers in the NFL. He is an elite quarterback by the numbers. The problem is that he plays in Detroit, where we have elite talent. But Jared Goff will never get the credit that he is due, but he will always be the first to take all of the blame. He is the first to, if Bates shanks a game-winning field goal to the left, somehow it's Jared Goff's fault. It's always Jared Goff's fault when we lose, but never Jared Goff. Like, let's be honest, the only reason we had a chance to beat the Steelers on Sunday was because Jared Goff just said, F it, I'm going to do it myself. I'm doing it. He said, I'm doing it live. I'm doing it live. You want something done right? Do it yourself. I wrote it myself. I'm doing it live. And he just did it 54 attempts, over 300 yards with a poultry run game subsequently, bottling up Jahmyr Gibbs. Jared Goff ended up having to do it while under fire behind a best case scenario patchwork offensive line. Best case, you could describe it as a patchwork offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Refs took 3 games a season. Preach, gun guy. Well, I'm gonna keep saying that till I'm blue in the face. Ref ball screwed us at least 3 times this season. Pro Bowl is a popularity contest more than being based on production. 100% Jack, and we will get to that at the bottom of this article. Jared Goff is the most underrated QB in the league. Goff top 5 all day. Gosh, I love you guys in Mad Hatter Nation. You guys know what's up. You guys know what's up because you guys know ball. You believe your lying eyes and you don't listen to the narrative around the rest of the NFL. So here we go. Who did we get? NFL released the Pro Bowl selections on Tuesday morning. That's right. They absolutely did. And we got some guys. That, well, you should have expected. A couple guys, one guy. I'm going to be honest. It's a popularity contest, right? And the names are what stick. Guys, look, and this might be a okay take by most of the fandom, but we have to call it like we sees it. And we have to if we're going to call balls and strikes, we're going to call balls and strikes. Aiden Hutchinson should not be on the Pro Bowl. He's not a Pro Bowl player. He's a good player. He's had a good season. He's had a relatively successful bounce-back season. Not what you wanted, but better than what could have been, right? It could have been catastrophic post-injury, right? But he came back and had a relatively good season. There are still 2 games left for him to get. I needed it. Look, a Pro Bowl defensive end, I don't care about the pressures, right? I need sacks, bro. Yeah, he had that one awesome interception on Stafford. You know what I'm saying? But for me, a Pro Bowl defensive end needs minimum 14 sacks. Minimum 14 sacks. He's got, 10, 11? That's good. That's good. 11 sacks is, to me, in my opinion, if you want a good team with a championship caliber defense, 11 sacks is the complimentary guy, which is what I was saying early on. No slight to Aiden Hutchinson, but his numbers reflect Robin, maybe Nightwing, but not Batman. I need Batman. Batman numbers are 14 or more. 14 or less, Nightwing numbers. 10 or less, Robin numbers. 5 or less, bro, you're Archie. You know what I'm saying? You're Archie over there, bro. You're Jughead. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. I was a Goff doubter at the beginning, but he's more than proved himself. Bro, Rick, I was anti-Goff. I was an anti-Goff guy at the beginning. I was like, oh, Jared Goff sucks, dude. And then the first season that we had him, I was like, see, he sucks. He's terrible. And then he just kept grinding it out. And not only did he win me over by winning on the field, but Jared Goff just ground me down through attrition just by showing up constantly. What's up, Beantown? Appreciate that, dude. Merry Christmas, brother. Merry Christmas to you and your family, dude. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. That is very, very thoughtful of you. Very, very nice. I do appreciate that, man. Merry Christmas to you and your family, dude. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season, brother. Don't party too hard. It's not pay week. So I can't don't call me for bail. Call Cherry Bail Bonds for bail. Call Cherry Bail Bonds at 1-800-GET-YO-ASS-OUT.com. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. All Pro is what matters. Pro Bowl has become a joke. Gun guy, yes, dude. The All Pro is where it really matters. Hutch makes the Pro Bowl on pressure. I know it doesn't seem like it, but pressure over sacks, our secondary just can't keep it. Rick, that's a good take, man, and that's why, like, I get the pressures. You know what I'm saying? I get that, Hutch, but it's like, do you want a cup of coffee, Aiden Hutchinson? You get those pressures. Well, bitch, coffee's for closers, and closers get sacks. I understand, though, where you're coming from. You dig my style. Thank you, Cherry Bail Bonds. I appreciate that. Bro, I'm gonna say bro. I don't know. Your name is very open-ended, but Merry Christmas. I appreciate that, dude. Make sure that you guys call Cherry Bail Bonds at 1-800-GET-YO-ASS-OUT.com. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. for all your bail bond needs. Here's why we were 8-7 this year. We played from behind in those losses, and that's not our identity, especially with what we are missing. We go as our O-line goes. Art, I couldn't have said it better myself. Our team is not meant to play catch-up ball. Our team is meant to have high-octane offense, to smother and overwhelm the opposing team's defense by just racking up points and making them play from behind, where Aiden Hutchinson, the pressure rate, Al-Qadim Muhammad, Aleem McNeil can pin their ears back, not have to worry so much on stopping the run because the other team is playing from behind, off script. They're trying to play catch-up ball. On top of, and this year proved. Look, guys, we had... Early on in the season, I asked the question. The question was, who is the X factor on defense, right? And we, of course, heard Aiden Hutchinson and Jack Campbell, Brian Branch. I believe the article that we were reading focused, or at least I had started to kind of lean into Amik Robertson being the X factor because of his flexibility. But I took a little bit of flack from it, you guys. I had said that Kirby Joseph was actually the most important player and the X factor on defense. When you look at his metrics, nobody has had more interceptions in the league since entering the NFL than Kirby Joseph. He is on par before the injury with Ed Reed, a Hall of Famer, as far as turnovers is concerned. Kirby Joseph, I think, was the ultimate X factor for us, more than Ben Johnson, more than Aaron Glenn, more than Ragnow, more than Zeitler. Kirby Joseph was the one out there stealing possessions away from the other team and allowing our offense to pile on the points because, oh yes, Ben Johnson was calling good games. We had a better offensive line. We had a historically good offense, right? With top 15 all-time scoring, right? Now, we were still the number one scoring offense in the league this year. We were still a high-octane offense. The problem is that we weren't having the insane amount of takeaways, the flipped possessions, the short fields to really pile on. Not only are you putting points up, putting the opposition off script, but you're also then stealing momentum, stealing their soul, breaking their mind, breaking their heart. And then once you're up on top of them and your defense is able to pin their ears back, go after the quarterback, Hutch's pressure rate, Hutch's sacks are getting there, the secondary is able to cause turnovers, then you can take your foot off the gas a little bit. You can lean into your bully ball. You can line up and just pound him down with David Montgomery. A lot of us would have liked to have seen this season the inverse. Pound him down, break him up, because clearly we weren't as high octane as we needed to be. We weren't stealing possessions with the defense. Kirby Joseph wasn't available. Brian Branch wasn't available. Terrion Arnold wasn't available, etc., etc., etc. Third verse, same as the first. Unfortunately, our mentality never shifted and our approach never shifted. We still kept trying to be this high octane offense instead of trying to be a physical bully ball type team. Does any of that make sense? Woo! Only got 2 of the 5 actually earned it this season. Jack and Gibbs. Goff got snubbed. I agree with you, Rick. Our normal Pro Bowlers made it the past years. They've all had down years this season. Went into the season feeling like we had the best safety combo in football. Now I'm not so sure if Kirby and Branch will ever play again. Welcome to Mad Hatter Nation, Cherry Bail Bonds. That is exactly, I mean, brother, that is exactly how I felt. I went into this season saying Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch are the 2 best safeties in the NFL, period, point blank, which therefore gives us the best safety duo in the NFL, period, point blank. And I am actually right there with you simply because of the confusion and the fog of war around Kirby Joseph. You're hearing speculation about it's not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. And then the gruesome nature of the Achilles injury on Brian Branch. I'm right there with you, brother. I am in that same boat of, will we ever see 31 and 32 in Honolulu Blue ever line up again for me and you? Damn, I just rammed all that. I am such a poet. I didn't even know it. I'm on fire, you guys. I am the next Eminem. Spaghetti on my sweater already, or armpits are sweaty and spaghetti. I don't fucking know, man. Hat, I don't get the overreaction over the Lions season. There's been a ton of injuries, and a big part of the team have aged out. That's a good point, dude. Y'all have smart football people in place. You'll be fine. I know we will, dude. Beantown, big picture, yeah, I know we'll be fine. The reality is that a lot of people just really want there was high expectations for us this year. But the reality is, look, like you say, you made a very good point with the aged out. That is something that we need to focus on. Amik Robertson, Alex Anelzone, DJ Reader. You know, these guys have all gotten older and older. Taylor Decker, older and older. Graham Glasgow. And every year we've seen them slowly not be where they once were. Alex Anzalone, and I don't mean to pick on Alex Anelzone. You guys know how I feel. I feel like he is actually a foundationary piece of the rebuild brought in by Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. But we've watched him from last year to this year take a significant step back, right? And that is a lot to do with age. So, yes, you are right. A key component is we aged out a lot. We also had, for the first time in our franchise's history, outside of the every 4 years rebuild, we had a massive turnover in our coaching staff. A massive turnover in our coaching staff. And I don't just mean the coordinators. I mean assistants. I mean assistant coaches, assistant coordinators, position-specific coordinators. We had a massive turnover. That's what's going to happen when you're a winning program. Beantown, you can probably speak to this more than anybody being a Patriots fan. You understand what it's like to have your coaches poached, and prodded away from you year after year after year. And you have to learn how to accommodate that, how to adjust, how to make the proper hires, John Morton. I always call him Johnny Morton. Johnny Mo Screens, right? We have to figure out how to adapt and develop and move forward without taking steps back every single year. But we are still a good team. The foundation is still solid enough. It's just a down year. It's just not the expectations were here. The reality is here. You know, at least we're not 4-11, right? Kirby and Branch will play again. They're not career-ending injuries anymore. I know, Rick. I know, but I'm just it's still just a little. I wish it was Madden where I could go to the injury report and see, okay, Kirby Joseph, whatever his knee injury is out, 12 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish it was that. I get the big expectations. You guys have been right there on the cusp of greatness. Campbell and his coaches are upper management seem to be on the same page. Don't take that for granted. It'll be okay. That speaks a lot, dude, because you have watched decades of really, really good football with the New England Patriots, followed up by a little bit there, some bad, right? It wasn't so great. And now look at you. Look at your team. Drake May should win MVP. I don't care if that's not a popular opinion. I don't care if people want to say Drake May's too young. I think it's really going to come down to who? Drake May and Matt Stafford. Well, Drake May should win the MVP because Drake May has done more with less, right? Talent-wise, the skill level around him is nowhere near what the Los Angeles Rams have around them. I will give you this. The Rams play in a multiple times tougher division than the New England Patriots are in this year. But not only is Drake May doing more with less, right, in a year that he wasn't, I don't think the expectations were for him to be on an MVP caliber team or a player, he's also fighting the media machine, because the media, now we've talked about this many times, and I'm going to continue to say it. I don't know if you guys know this. Matt Stafford didn't know how to throw a pass until he went to LA. Did you know that? His entire time here in Detroit, he was just I don't know, loading the football up his ass and farting it downfield. Until he went to LA, he didn't know how to throw a football. So he's got this media machine behind Matt Stafford that Drake May is also fighting with. I'm over here thinking, dude, Drake May for MVP. Period. He's done more with less. He is more important because he's the only consistently reliable asset on a very good, maybe punching outside their weight class this year, New England Patriots organization. Am I wrong? What's up, Moldy Teeth? Good to see you, brother. How you doing, man? Yes, terror comeback stories you've heard. Oh. Dude, Cherry, I like that. A DB with a bum leg is like a porn star with a limp dick. That's good, dude. I like that. I think it would be better to be 4'11" than your position you're in right now. Why so, Moldy Teeth? Why so? Just for the draft position? Drake is doing more with less. Look at Stafford's team compared to the Rams. Exactly, Beantown. Exactly. ACLs, Achilles, they haven't cracked the code on yet. Cherry bail bonds, they haven't cracked the code yet. Brian Branch could be that guy. Brian Branch could be the Deuce McAllister to the Achilles injuries. He could. He's young enough. He could. What's up, American? Merry Christmas, dude. John Morton should be groveling whenever he gets up to the podium to be a part of the Lions, so he can be in the limelight. Yeah, dude, he was all about the shine. Every time they talk to Drake about his play on the field, he always shuns the spotlight and gives it to his teammates. Hell yeah, dude, that's the mentality you like to see. They are on a campaign to promote the explosive players versus actually winning. I do agree with you, American Boxer. I think they all got a little too in love with Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams early on, and then they just couldn't break that mentality enough. Stafford ran scared. Goff would have won a Super Bowl and not led the league in pick sixes. Hell yeah, gun guy, dude. Hell yeah, dude. And that's, one thing that, the conversation around Matt Stafford leaving Detroit, I understand the argument of not wanting to go through a rebuild, wanting to get a ring, blah, blah, blah. But just look at the love we have for Jared Goff. And tell me that the way that the Lions fandom loves Jared Goff, that the actions by Kelly Stafford and her marionette Matt Stafford don't reflect that of a little bit of a pissed off, jealous ex-girlfriend. They, I think, wish that they could have gotten the love and adoration that Jared Goff gets here in Detroit. And he could have. All Matt Stafford had to do is be putting on his big boy shitting pants, stare down the barrel of a tough uphill fight, and go, you know what? I can do this. I got this. Let's get it, Detroit. But he took the easy road. He tucked tail, and he shuffled on off. Cool. That's fine. That's great. We got Jared Goff. And Jared Goff is very, very good. And look at all the picks we were able to get for it. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the picks we were able to get out of it. Why are they so resistant to play Isaac Tesla? American, I think that is a familiarity maybe with the offense. I think they still like getting Leaf his touches. Also, Tesla was already on an uphill fight trying to get reps and targets and stuff. Now, I thought there'd be a little bit more of an uptick in his usage around the red zone post Sam Laporta injury. Take that for what it's worth. He has had a few targets. There was at least 2 targets. We 50-50 on him last week. I think, though, that Tesla has a very, very bright future in the league. This year, maybe we could have seen more production out of him if our offense was if things were a grandma wagon, if things were like they were last year, you could have seen similar production out of Tesla that you've seen out of Fireball Tim Patrick, but that's not the way the cookie crumbled this year, man. Lions will be in a big time on O-line and D-line in free agency in the draft. Also, I could see them picking up many D-backs as they can and combat the lack of depth they've struggled with. Yeah, Beantown, the problem is, though, is we got to sign we got to get the right DBs, dude. Tesla arrow is up. We have bigger problems. Yes, I agree. Cherry. I think Tesla will be just fine. So, we got way into the chat and beard stuff, guys, but our Pro Bowl selections, and you guys let me know when you're tired of me taking victory laps. I swear I feel like I was the only person in the content creation sphere that was very openly telling people Jack Campbell is going to be a monster linebacker. This year is Jack Campbell's coming out party. I kept telling you guys that Jack Campbell this year is going to be the next coming of Brian Urlacher, okay? And just look at Jack Campbell. 25, has become one of the best Mike linebackers in the NFL in his third season. He recorded, so far, 159 tackles, 83 of which were solo, 9 tackles for losses, 5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. He logged 8 games this season so far with 10 or more tackles and became the NFL's first player to produce a season with at least 150 tackles, 5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles since Shaq Leonard in 2018. I told you guys at the beginning of the year, I told everybody, 10 toes down, standing on business, I said Jack Campbell is going to be a monster in the NFL, and this year's going to be his coming out priority. I kept saying he is the next coming of Brian Urlacher. And I'll be dipped in shit. Boy, howdy, was I right. Gonna take me a victory lap. Woohoo! On top of that, we also sent the normalized Jahmyr Gibbs. No surprise there. The most explosive and dynamic running back in the NFL. Aiden Hutchinson, I already told you guys kind of how I feel about that. I love Aiden Hutchinson. He's one of my favorite players on the Lions team, in the organization. I love what he's about. Big fan. The numbers do not support him being a Pro Bowl player, though. The sacks, he does have 2 games, though, to really jack those numbers up. If we can get him over 15 sacks this year, then you got her, otter. But 11.5 is not a Pro Bowl defensive end, in my opinion. Penei Sewell, of course, the perennial All-Pro, Pro Bowler Penei Sewell, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Not so wild about him technically. A good year, but not so great overall. I mean, yeah, he did break Whistlebritch's record there, but not as exciting. You know, he's caught 98 passes for only 1,100 yards. A lot of catches, not a lot of yards, though. I'd like to get that number up to the about 1,500 yard on about 115 catches with 11 touchdowns. Only Devontae Adams has more touchdowns than St. Brown. He passed Michael Thomas for the most receptions by a player with 528 so far in his first 5 seasons of the NFL. In franchise history. And they also have 5 players named as alternates to the Pro Bowl. And they go as followed. Jared Goff, first alternate. Snub. Bullshit. Jared Goff should be a Pro Bowl player, period, point blank, not an alternate. And Jameson Williams, a 4th alternate for wide receivers. And I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I do think Jameson Williams is in the discussion of being a Pro Bowl caliber player, though his numbers do not support it. And I think him being a 4th alternate directly reflects exactly where he lands right now in the pecking order of wide receivers. Really good on the cusp of being very great. And if the numbers could just reflect it, 1,600 yards, Jameson Williams is a Pro Bowl player. Now, this is where it just goes, oi, hey, Baratna, this is some wacky ass shit. Kirby Joseph is listed as the 5th alternate. Sam Laporta is also listed as a 5th alternate. And we know that those guys haven't played since like week 6. Okay, so that's a fucking joke right there. And Brian Branch getting the 1st alternate. Even before the injury, Brian Branch was having a Pro Bowl caliber season. I'm just going to be honest. He is trending downward. He is having a bad year in comparison. Now, there was a lot more put on his plate to do this year, with Kirby Joseph being gone, TA being down, and our pass rush not getting home, and teams having a little bit more of effectiveness against our offensive line, turning into more possessions, putting more pressure on the defense to do more, and it's just not worked out. But this right here, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, and Sam Laporta all show that it's just a popularity contest, and the Pro Bowl means absolutely nothing. Ha 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 ha. Braylon Edwards walked off the Woodward set when we drafted Jack. I know, Rick, I know. And I heard all he had to say about it, and everyone was like, well, Braylon Edwards is a former NFL player, and he knows talent. And I was like, dude, I don't know, man. Look, I know that just because players are good in college doesn't mean they're going to be good in the NFL. But when I watched Jack Campbell in college, I was like, that is a good football player. That is a good football player. And sometimes you don't have to be Mr. Personality. Sometimes you don't have to be on social media. You don't have to be a brand. You don't have to be making all the flashy plays. Sometimes you just got to be a really damn good football player, and you can make a career out of that. Look at Jack Campbell, just a really good damn good football player. Pro Bowl nominee, 150 plus tackles, 5 sacks. Come on now. I'm not saying Braylon Edwards is wrong all the time, but he was wrong on Jack Campbell, and I was right. Yo, Cherry, you don't have to redact your messages, dude. You can leave them. It's fine, man. We don't care. As long as you're not saying anything fucked up, dude. If the Packers lose out and the Lions win out, I will shit my pants. Also, nobody wants the Lions smoke in the playoffs. Gun guy, I will shit in your pants too. How's that? If the Packers lose out and the Lions win and we make it into the playoffs, I will also shit in your pants. Just my imagination, or are we better before Hutch was selling hats? DC was selling Applebee's and St. Brown was a podcaster. Yes, Jerry, that's what I was saying early on. I don't think you were here yet. Early on in the season, I was saying Amon-Ra St. Brown needs to be Amon-Ra St. Brown the man and not Amon-Ra St. Brown the brand. Getting a little too much Hollywood in the state or in the locker room, and that's kind of what I was saying. I think that's kind of what I was alluding to about weeks 8, 10, somewhere around there, when I was saying it's a problem when Jameson Williams is the most locked in person on offense. Because he's supposed to be Mr. Personality. Jameson Williams is supposed to be the brand guy. He's supposed to be Mr. Flashy. He's supposed to be Mr. Diva wide receiver. And when Jameson Williams is the most mature and adult person out on the field, you got a big fucking problem on offense, dude. I called him Bandwagon Bray after that. Dude, Rick, that's a good one. I like that. Yep, I agree with American Boxer. Cherry, you are onto something. I hope you got plenty of diapers, Rick. With 2 of them, brother, you need a fucking a whole semi trailer full of diapers, brother. So yeah, the Pro Bowl is a little bit of a popularity contest. Shit, it's almost 11 o'clock, guys. We got to get wrapping up here. I guess I got to do some stuff and some things. So Jahmyr Gibbs getting a $14 million contract update. Check this out, guys. So Jahmyr Gibbs named to the Pro Bowl. We're going to go ahead and pause old moldy teeth there. It's great news, slightly bad news for the Lions, who now have to pay Gibbs more on the 5th-year option in 2027 after they inevitably pick it up this coming offseason. Blech. According to Over the Cap, Gibbs' 5th-year option price went from $11.4 million to $14.1 million thanks to his Pro Bowl selection this season. This comes as a result of how a 5th-year option totals are calculated. Included in that calculation are the number of Pro Bowls a player makes. The 5th-year option price goes up after 1 Pro Bowl selection, and then it goes up again after a second. Gibbs has had 2 Pro Bowl nods before his 3rd year, but only one of those counted towards his 5th-year option price tag as being a replacement. Doesn't count. There you go. Gibbs was a Pro Bowler in his rookie campaign, but it came as a replacement for Christian McCaffrey, who played in the Super Bowl. When the offseason hits, Gibbs will be eligible for an extension, and it figures to be a massive after the former first-round pick has established himself as not an. You're wrong. I don't mean to be a dick, Sporting News. You had a big typo here. You said he established himself as an elite running back. I believe what you mean to say is the elite running back. Gibbs should reset the market with the Eagles running back Saquon Barkley sporting the league's highest annual average of $20.6 million. Gibbs could bring home a deal that pays him at least $21 million per year. Do you think Jahmyr Gibbs is worth up to $25 million a year? How do you guys feel about that? Because I think that is a fair price tag. It will reset the market. And it'll be a big contract to kind of eat, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs should be worth $25 million a year. He's a historically good player, generational talent. He broke Barry Sanders' most touchdowns scored before the age of 24 in their first 3 years, right? 48 just last week. Merry Christmas to all you in the chat and all the hat. All the best. Hell yeah, Cherry Bail Bonds. If you're peacing out, brother, Merry Christmas to you and your family, dude. Don't call for bail. It's not pay week. It sounds like you might be more suited to handle that than me. But Merry Christmas, dude. Appreciate you hanging out, dude. Thank you so much. Come back. We'll be back at our normally scheduled time. Tomorrow will be a little bit of a different show. B-Rad's going to be filling in as guest host for me. It's been a crime the way that they have misused David Montgomery. If they trade him, we will take him in Houston. Yeah, Houston's a good landing spot for him, actually, American Boxer. Yeah, dude. And you know what? I didn't even think about that. That's like the perfect landing spot for him. Because, dude, Houston. And have you got. Now, maybe it's just me, and I know Houston had a rough go of it early on. They're kind of starting to win out. Houston, I think, is in the hunt for the playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong. But have you guys noticed that ever since C.J. Stroud went on national television on a Sunday night game and was just blatantly open about his faith, the media doesn't hype up C.J. Stroud at all? You see no love around C.J. Stroud. Have you noticed that? He gets like no hype, no media hype ever since he was just like, yep, I'm unapologetically Christian. They were just like, nope. They don't want him talking about that openly. But yeah, dude, Houston's a great landing spot for David Montgomery, now that you mention that, because they are a good team that needs a running back, and he fits that I don't want to say gritty, that's our thing, but Houston's kind of a gritty team, dude. Yeah, David Montgomery would be the perfect solution for you guys down there in Houston. Hell yeah. So J.J. McCarthy's going to miss the Vikings-Lions game. That's good news for us. He says, they say he's got a very, very small penis. I'm sorry, very, very small hairline fracture that was discovered in McCarthy's hand. So they discovered his very small penis in his hand. I'm sorry, a very small hairline fracture in his hand. He said that McCarthy's availability for the season finale against the Packers in Week 18 will be continued to be evaluated. He left the game against the Giants because his penis got hurt. After the game, he said that the first-year signal caller was struggling to grip the football. The result was a fumble shown in slow-motion replay before a massive hit by Brian Burns, who was unblocked on the right side of Minnesota's formation by design of the play. O'Connell said there were some potential candidates of plays which the injury occurred, but McCarthy was not entirely sure exactly when it was. Tyler Nubin returned the ball 27 yards to a touchdown, and Max Brosner entered the game with less than a minute remaining before halftime. Brosmer, an undrafted rookie, will be in the position to make his second career start. He completed 19 of 30 passes for 126 yards, but suffered 4 interceptions at Seattle on November 30th. The former Golden Gopher was steady this past Sunday after relieving McCarthy, going 7 of 9 passing for 52 yards, and recorded his first career game-winning drive. That possession featured a brilliant 21-yard pass to Justin Jefferson along the sideline to convert 3rd and 17. Gross, so they'll do that a bunch to us. He'll be backed up by John Wolford, who appeared in 7 games and made 4 starts at the Rams. Oh, hey, Jared Goff knows him. The Vikings are seeking their 4th consecutive victory and season sweep of the Lions. Minnesota has already been eliminated from postseason contention. Detroit needs to win out and have Green Bay lose out to make the playoffs. Kickoff is scheduled for 3:30 on Thursday, the game which is streamed internationally by Netflix and televised by the Twin Cities by WCCO. Good on them. Okay, well, so J.J. McCarthy was discovered to have a very, very small penis. I'm sorry, very, very small hairline fracture in his hand. Not a very, very small penis in his hand, but that might probably be too. I'm a weirdo. Well, guys, it is the 11 o'clock hour, and today is Christmas Eve. Isn't Montgomery signed for the next year? Gun Guy, I do believe that David Montgomery is signed through 2027, if not at least through next year. I think he's under contract through the 2027 year, though. However, and this is something that we'll talk more about through the offseason. The salary cap is only as real as you want to make it. A lot of us view the salary cap as a 2-dimensional bar graph or a 2-dimensional line graph, right? But what the Eagles have been able to do, the Lions are going to start to do, kind of been able to do, is follow suit but adjust what the New Orleans Saints did a few years back, where they are backloading contracts and putting them as a lot of incentive-based performances. So what you do is you view the salary cap. Instead of a 2-dimensional bar graph, you lay it down flat and view it as like a 3-dimensional table, and you take the graph, and instead of it going up vertically, you spread it out like butter across the table. You spread that money out over many, many years. You know what I'm saying? So would it be the Bears and Vikings rather see make the playoffs? Packers are, so who would the Bears? Oof. Yeah, that's a good question, Rick. Probably. I think the Bears would rather. They probably would rather see us make them. I think everybody hates the Packers the most. You know what, dude? Art, I totally see what you're saying about the softness. Yes, I totally see it now. It's almost like I'm kind of now. Can I ask you, Art, if you're still here, man? I am like super white, like crazy white. I'm Irish, German, English, Scottish. I am like very, very, very white. I'm also like 0.1% Portuguese, which is fucking random as hell. Could some of the softness be because of the light that I'm using? Should I switch it to more of a not so much of a white light, but more of like a add a little bit more of an orange to it? Do you think that would help? Because is it maybe that I'm literally glowing? I'm so white that I'm fucking glowing? Because that seems to be part of it. I don't know, man, but I totally get it. It's kind of soft around the yeah, it's weird. I'm also fat, so that could be part of it. If Monty comes to Houston, I will be his public relations rep. Dude, American Boxer, you should start a whole campaign. A whole campaign. Dude, Monty would be a really good fit for you guys there in Houston, dude. But you guys, it is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful holiday. We will wrap up with my favorite Christmas song, but just so you guys know, tomorrow, I will not be here, but B-Rad will be filling in for a little bit there. It'll just be a stream that's up, maybe a little bit of Christmas music playing. Come by, say what's up, like the video, share it around, do all the stuff, but it's just going to be kind of a tongue-in-cheek little ha-ha thing. But B-Rad will be filling in, so feel free, or if you want, just jack my watch time through the roof and just leave your phone playing. I'm going to connect my stream to a copyright-free Christmas music playlist or something like that for an hour or two or something like that. We're just going to play. So just come by, check it out, say what's up, Merry Christmas. I want to say Merry Christmas from everyone here at the Hat and Beard Show, from Grandma Studio One to you and your family, Mad Hatter Nation. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's we're wrapping up a year of Jubilee, right? And it's been a wild-ass year, for lack of a better term. It started with the wildfires in California, and then it just kind of got even more nuttier moving forward. Obviously, September 10th was a real fucked up day, and it just seems to have gotten way weirder ever since then. Things just seem to be kind of weird, but that's what we're here to do now, is be a bastion, an island of sanity in a sea of nonsense. So that's what we're here with you guys doing. Where's my Facebook page? I don't have a Facebook page. I mean, I have a personal page, but I don't have like a American. I don't know how to network, dude. I don't know how to be a network guy. I don't know how to do this. You can ask Brandy and Kane. I'm on Twitter a little bit, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But that's what next year. That's what we're gonna get through the holidays, and then next year, 2026, is going to be ramping up and doubling down on the Hat and Beard Show. So more content will be out of here, making more of an effort to network through social media. Is going to try to figure out maybe how to do, especially like draft time, maybe some mock drafts or some collabs, or just talk with some other content creators, just do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we're just doing our thing and our stuff, but I just want to tell everybody from us here to y'all out there, Merry Christmas. And this is my favorite Christmas song we're going to wrap up with here. Matt Best, All I Want for Christmas is Some Redneck Shit. Those of you guys that have been here for a while have heard this every year. Shout out Ryan Allen. Our guy Ryan Allen is the guy who turned me on to this song, and it's my favorite Christmas song. So we're just going to go ahead and play it, and then we're going to get up on out of here, and everybody's going to have a Merry Christmas, and we're going to party hardy, and we're going to remember the reason for the season, right? All right, guys, here we go. Let's get into it.
Every single year, you talk about how bad Christmas music is. If it's that bad, why don't you make your own song?
Maybe I will.
Maybe you should.
Well, last year Christmas took a toll, 'cause all I got was a lump of coal. But I'll be damned if I don't make out this year. I helped old ladies cross the road, and I saved a couple Eskimos from the cold. So Santa, are you listening? I'm riding up a list, and
I've been a good old boy.
I want
5, 5, 6, and boom, boom sticks.
I'm matching pair of nines like the real John Wick. I shot it from my truck, yeah, I like that shit. I don't need more socks, I need claws. Stuff my stocking with some real good scotch. All I want for Christmas is some redneck shit.
All I want for Christmas is some redneck shit.
Well, I don't mean to ask for much,
But Santa, if you could just come in clutch, I got a big old Texas list for you this year.
I gave up booze for half a day and listened to my wife and what she had to say. So Santa, are you listening? I'm riding up a list and I've been a good old
boy.
I want a lasso made of dead cord,
A brick of C4.
about to say goodbye to the old front door. A Ted Nugent monument, 5 claymores.
A Ted Nugent monument, 5 claymores.
Crossbow and a new boat, eat a million red votes. A fist full of gift cards to Bass Pro. Yeah, all I want for Christmas is some redneck shit. Yeah, all I want for Christmas is some redneck shit. Santa's real, motherfucker. Oh, Santa, won't you please spare me those shitty gifts underneath my tree? Santa, please just read my Christmas list. Come on, come through for me. I want an ATV for hunting trophies, a matte black wrap on my old Chevy, a couple tins of wintergreen underneath. Underneath my tree, I want a
Bald eagle eating apple pie.
maybe sitting on Mount Rushmore,
Waving a big old freedom boner.
Come on, let's go, boys! Yeah! I want 5, 5, 6, and boom boom sticks. I'm matching pair of nines like the real John Wick. A shot it from my truck, yeah, I like that shit. Mariah Carey sucks. I don't need more socks, I need gloss. Stuff my stocking with some real good scotch. All I want for Christmas is some redneck shit. God bless Texas. Merry Christmas, y'all, from my family to yours. That was a real good song.
I fucking love that song, man. That is my favorite Christmas song, y'all. Happy birthday, Jesus. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Gun guy, appreciate it. Appreciate all of you, especially the newcomers, Cherry, Bail Bonds, Gun guy. Anybody else that I missed out on, I'm so sorry, but I appreciate it. You guys we're growing, man. You guys are going bananas. Shout out Beantown Breakdown dropping a super chat. Thank you so much for that, brother. You guys have a Merry effing Christmas. Stay out of trouble. We'll be back Friday? Yeah, we'll be back Friday, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. here at youtube.com. Make sure you got your notifications turned on. Feel free to stop by tomorrow and say what's up in the Christmas special live chat. Guys, finally, last time, Merry Christmas. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience. Until next time, bonga bonga. Frig off.